This video is about she was his bond, but her family sold her away. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The moon hung low over the blackwood forest, a silvery orb casting ghostly shadows on the ground. It was a night steeped in secrets, where the air crackled with tension and the scent of impending storms lingered. In the heart of the forest, the Eldritch Pack's territory sprawled, a realm ruled by instinct and hierarchy. At the edge of the clearing, where ancient oaks stood like sentinels, a young woman named Alara stood, her heart racing as she gazed into the distance. Long, raven hair cascaded down her shoulders, catching the moonlight, while her striking emerald eyes reflected both pain and longing. She had always felt pulled towards the woods, as if they whispered her name through the rustle of leaves. Olaf. A voice broke through her reverie. Her brother, Marcus, approached, his brow furrowed with concern. "You shouldn't be out here alone. The pack leaders will be gathering soon." "I know, Marcus," she replied softly, her voice laced with a sadness that belied her efforts to appear strong. "But I needed a moment to breathe." He stepped closer, concern etching deeper lines across his face. "You are still upset about what father decided, aren't you, selling you away to the Silverman pack?" The very mention of her impending fate felt like a dagger to her heart. The Silverman pack was known for their power and dominance, and though her family's situation had grown desperate, she felt betrayed by their choice. "They were not just bargaining chips, Marcus. I am not a prize to be won." Marcus clenched his fists, frustration boiling beneath his calm exterior. "I wish there was something I could do, but you know how father is, his mind is set. We have to think of our family's survival." "Survival?" Alara's voice was slightly a mixture of anger and desperation. "What about my heart, my future? I can't bear the thought of being bound to someone I don't even know." Just as she spoke those words, a low growl echoed through the trees, sending shivers down her spine. Both siblings turned sharply to face the source, instinctively taking a defensive stance. Emerging from the shadows was Kale, the Eldritch Pack's alpha, a figure of strength wrapped in an aura of authority. "Kale," Alara breathed, her heart racing not just from fear but from an unexplainable connection that surged through her. Kale's deep-set, stormy blue eyes met hers, igniting something primal within her. He stood tall, muscles defined beneath the moonlight, exuding an energy that both thrilled and terrified her. "Alara," he said, his voice a low rumble that sent shivers racing down her spine. "You shouldn't be out here unguarded, the woods can be treacherous at night." "I can handle myself," she replied, surprising even herself with the fierceness of her tone. "But it seems I am not the only one who can be trusted tonight." Kale's gaze darkened, the tension between them palpable. "Your father's decisions are his own, but know this, whoever lays claim to you will not be able to protect you from the darkness that lurks in these woods." "What do you mean?" Marcus interjected, his protective instincts flaring. "Are you threatening my sister?" "Not if I don't have to," Kale replied, his eyes still locked on Alara, a flicker of something unspoken passing between them. "But if you are sold, Alara, you will become vulnerable. What do you think of safety may lead to danger?" Alara felt her heart pound, torn between the world she had always known and the fierce pull she sensed towards Kale. She recalled the many nights she had watched him lead the pack, admired his strength, and felt as if their souls were tethered in some entangling, profound way. But duty prevailed over desire, and she had little choice in her fate. "I appreciate your concern, Kale, but this is not your fight. My family's choices are theirs alone." "Sometimes the heart speaks louder than the mind," he replied, a hint of regret in his voice. "You deserve better than to be a pawn in their games." Before she could respond, the howl of the alpha male pierced the night air, signaling the gathering of the pack leaders. The sound sent a tremor of urgency through Alara. "I have to go," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I can't be late." Marcus nodded, throwing a protective glance at Kale. "Stay away from her." Kale's expression softened, pain evident in the curve of his lips. "If I could protect her from this fate, I would, but she deserves to choose her own path." As Lara turned to follow her brother, she felt Kale's gaze burning into her back, a fire that ignited her spirit. The gathering was held in the ancient amphitheater, a sacred space where wolves and humans alike had convened for centuries. Alara took a deep breath, steeling herself for the inevitable confrontation with her father. The pack leaders were already assembled, their presence imposing. Alara's father, Alden, stood at the center, an air of authority surrounding him. His eyes, grey like storm clouds, surveyed the group with a mixture of pride and desperation. "Alara," he called, his voice echoing across the clearing. "Come forward." Heart pounding, she stepped into the light. Father, we need to talk. Not now, he interrupted harshly, his eyes locking onto hers. This is for the good of the pack. The Silver Moon Alliance will secure our future. This isn't his security, it is a prison. Ilara's voice trembled with indignation. I refuse to live as someone else's position. Alden's expression hardened, and the pack leaders exchanged glances, whispers of discontent rippling through the crowd. You will obey, Ilara. This is not just your life, it is the life of our entire pack that hangs in the balance. Love is worth fighting for, a voice chimed from the shadows. The pack's second in command, a fierce warrior named Dorian, stepped forward. But you must understand, Ilara, sometimes sacrifices are necessary. Sacrifices? Ilara's eyes blazed with fury. You de-sacrifice my happiness for a mere alliance. I deserve a choice. The air thickened with tension, Ilara's heart pounding like a drum as her father's glare bore into her. You have no choice, daughter. The pact is already made. You will go to Silvermoon by the next full moon. Only days away, she thought, panic rising within. Just then, Kale emerged from the crowd, his presence radiating strength. Let her speak, he said, voice firm. Ilara is not a bargaining chip. She is a wolf of the Eldritch, and she deserves to choose her own mate. The gathering fell silent, all eyes now on Kale and Ilara. Inside her, something shifted. The bond forged in the depths of her soul with him felt undeniable. But was there a way to break free? Kale, she whispered, desperation lacing her voice. I can bear this. He stepped closer, intensity sparking in his gaze. You have a fire within you, Ilara. Don't let them extinguish it. Fight for what you want. But with the weight of tradition and family pressing upon her, Ilara felt lost. Torn between duty and desire, she knew the coming days would challenge every fiber of her being. As the moonlight bathed the clearing in an ethereal glow, Ilara found herself standing at a crossroads, one path leading to the unknown, wrapped in the arms of an alpha who stood her very soul, and the other, a darkened road of sacrifice that threatened to shatter her heart. Do you believe in destiny, Ilara? Kale whispered, his breath warm against her skin. Because I do, and I believe our paths were meant to intertwine. With those words, she felt her resolve solidify within her. No matter the trials ahead, she would not let others dictate her fate. The fire of her spirit blazed brightly, ready to fight for the love that felt fated yet forbidden. And so, as the full moon began its ascent in the sky, the first act of a tumultuous tale unfolded, a story of love, betrayal, and the quest for freedom that would challenge the very foundations of their worlds. As the last echoes of the gathering faded into the night, Ilara's heart raced, each beat a reminder of the impending decision that loomed over her. Kale's presence lingered like a warm breeze, a stark contrast to the cold reality she faced. She could still feel the weight of his gaze, a tether pulling her toward him, a bond that felt ancient and unbreakable. Are you alright? Marcus asked as they walked away from the clearing, his tone a mixture of concern and frustration. I can believe Father would do this to you. It is wrong. I know, she sighed, her fingers brushing against the smooth bark of a nearby tree, seeking solace in its strength. But he believes it is for the pack as survival. I just wish he could see it as my life at stake. And what about Kale? Marcus challenged, crossing his arms. He is not just some bystander in this. He is the alpha, Ilara. He can just stand by and watch as you retreated away like a pawn. She paused, her mind replaying the moments together, the intensity, the unspoken promise that hung in the moonlit air. He cares, Marcus. He sees me as more than a bargaining chip. Then why don't you talk to him, challenge your father's decision? Marcus urged, his voice rising with urgency. You can just let this happen. As they neared their home, Ilara felt a flicker of determination ignite within her. Maybe you're right. I need to confront Kale. I can let fear dictate my choices. I have to know where his heart truly lies. Later that night, under the pale moonlight, Ilara slipped away from her family's home, her heart thundering with anticipation. The forest was alive with sounds, the rustle of leaves and distant howls echoing through the trees, weaving a tapestry of magic that enveloped her. She arrived at the Eldritch's sacred ground of clade where the moonlight danced on the grass, illuminating the ancient stones that encircled it. As she stepped further in, the air thickened with energy, and she sensed she wasn't here alone. Kale, she called softly, the sound barely breaking the stillness. Here, he replied, emerging from the shadows, his silhouette framed by the silver glow of the moon. His expression shifted from surprise to something deeper, a hunger that mirrored her own. You came. I had to, she breathed, stepping closer, the distance between them shrinking with each heartbeat. I need to know if you truly meant what you said earlier about my choice. Kale's gaze bore into hers, the air between them crackling with unsaid words. Lara, I would never dictate your future, but you deserve a mate who chooses you freely, not as an obligation. Then why do I feel this pull toward you? She faltered, vulnerability spilling from her. What if I am bound to this fate because of our connection? Fate is a tricky thing, he murmured, closing the distance between them until they were mere inches apart. But it is also a choice. We can let our family's decisions dictate our lives. His words ignited a fire within her, a fierce longing that eclipsed her fear. I want to fight for this for us, but how do I break free from my family's constraints? Cale reached out, his fingers brushing against her cheek, a gentle yet electrifying touch that sent tremors through her. We can do this alone, Lara. We need to show our packs that love is worth fighting for, even against tradition. As she gazed into his stormy blue eyes, she felt the weight of her destiny pressing down, but for the first time, it felt lighter, filled with hope. I'll do whatever it takes. I refuse to be a pawn. Then let us take that first step together, he replied, determination radiating from him as he intertwined his fingers with hers. Meet me at the river during the next moonrise. We'll gather the pack, and together we'll challenge the bonds that hold us. The urgency in his voice fueled her resolve. I'll be there, Cale, I promise. As they stood together, the world around them faded into obscurity, leaving only their connection, a bond woven by fate and choice, glowing bright and fierce against the night. The next few days were a blur of tension and anticipation. Lara focused on the gathering, her heart racing with each passing hour. The moon was nearing its peak, and the thought of standing before both packs sent waves of anxiety through her. Are you sure about this? Marcus questioned, his brow furrowing with concern as he walked with her toward the river. You are putting yourself at risk. I am not just fighting for myself, Marcus. I am fighting for everyone who feels trapped, she replied, her voice steady. It is time we take a stand. As they approached the river's edge, illuminated by the silver light of the full moon, she spotted Cale waiting for her, his silhouette strong against the shimmering water. The sight of him sent a rush of warmth through her, bolstering her courage. Are you ready? He asked softly, stepping closer as her heart leaped at the intensity in his gaze. I am, she declared, her voice unwavering. We will show them that love conquers all. As the moon reached its zenith, the howls of the pack echoed through the night, a call to gather. Lara took a deep breath as they stood side by side, feeling the weight of their combined destinies. Tonight, we stand united, Cale proclaimed, his voice carrying through the gathering throng of wolves and humans alike. We will not allow tradition to dictate our lives. Lara stepped forward, her heart pounding as she locked eyes with both packs. I am Lara of the Eldritch Pack, and I refuse to be a pawn traded for security. My heart belongs to someone who values me for who I am, not for what I can provide. Murmurs rippled through the crowd, a mix of confusion and intrigue. Then Dorian stepped forward, his expression stern yet curious. You would defy your father's wishes, you risk everything for a love that may not be returned. It is returned, Cale said boldly, taking her hand, their fingers intertwining. We are bound by more than fate, we are bound by choice and love, that is worth fighting for. Love doesn't guarantee safety or power, Dorian countered, his voice low yet firm. Perhaps, Lara replied, her heart racing with passion. What it guarantees happiness, and that as a chance I am willing to take, we choose our paths. As she spoke, she felt the tension in the air shift, a wave of understanding sweeping through the crowd. Faces that had once been skeptical began to soften, and the murmur of dissent turned into whispers of hope. Let us choose our mates, Cale said, his voice rising. Let us forge alliances born of love, not necessity. Together, we can create a future that honors our hearts. The crowd fell silent, captivated by the strength of their declaration. Lara could feel the energy shifting, a sense of unity blossoming in the air. Will you stand with us? She implored, her heart racing as she gazed into the faces of her pack. Will you choose love over obligation? The air crackled with anticipation, and slowly, one by one, members of both packs stepped forward, their eyes alight with newfound determination. Yes, someone shouted from the Eldritch Pack. We choose love? Yes, echoed another voice from Silvermoon. The ground trembled as a chorus of voices grew louder, filling the night air with a symphony of hope and rebellion. Lara felt tears prick at her eyes, a mixture of joy and disbelief as she turned to Cale, who smiled down at her, pride shining in his eyes. We did it, he whispered, pulling her close. We fought for our love, and they heard us. Lara wrapped her arms around him, feeling the warmth of his body against hers, their hearts beating in unison. This is just the beginning, Cale. We have so much to overcome. Together, he promised, leaning down to press his lips against hers, igniting a fire that sent shivers racing through her. As the moonlight bathed them in its glow, Alara felt a profound sense of belonging. The journey ahead would not be easy, but love had forged a path through the darkness. Together, they would face whatever challenges awaited them, determined to fight for a future that honored their hearts together, bound by destiny and choice. As dawn broke over the horizon, the fragile glow of sunlight began to pierce the veil of night. Alara stood at the river's edge, her heart still racing from the declaration that had shaken both packs to their cores. She felt alive, an unquenchable fire ignited within her, but beneath that exhilaration lay a current of uncertainty. The battle for love had only just begun, as she could feel the weight of expectations settling heavily on her shoulders. Next to her, Kel watched as the first rays of sunlight danced across the water's surface, his expression thoughtful. "What now?" he asked, breaking the comfortable silence. "Our words have stirred the hearts of many, but we all need more than just passion to change their minds." Alara nodded, her thoughts swirling like the currents of the river. "We need to show them that love is the strongest bond of all, but how do we unify our packs? There will be those who resist." Kael's jaw tightened, a flicker of determination igniting in his stormy blue eyes. "We will prove that love is not a weakness. We will gather those who believe in us, forge a council that embodies this new vision." "Building trust will take time," Alara said, her mind racing. "Some may still see us as rebels rather than leaders." Kael turned to her, his gaze intense. "We all face each challenge together, Alara. Trust is built through actions, not just words. We all have to convince them that unity is the only path forward." The gathering of allies. As days turned into nights, their plan took shape. They hosted gatherings in the heart of the Blackwood Forest, where laughter and camaraderie illuminated the darkness that had once loomed over their families. At one such gathering, Alara stood before a circle of wolves, the air thick with anticipation. "Together, we can create a pact that honors love over obligation," she declared, her voice ringing with conviction. "We felt the bonds of our hearts, now let us forge bonds between our packs." A murmur of agreement rippled through the crowd, but Dorian, still skeptical, stepped forward. "What happens when someone falls out of love? Can we gamble our futures on something so fleeting?" Kael stepped up beside Alara, his presence commanding. "Love isn't fleeting, it is a choice we make every day. Just as we choose to stand here united, we must also choose to protect that love against all odds." Alara felt her heart swell at his side, the strength of their unity palpable. "Let us show them what love can achieve," she added, her voice steady. But as they spoke, dark clouds gathered over the horizon, a tangible omen of the challenges ahead. The betrayal. The next full moon was approaching, and with it, a sense of urgency rippled through the Eldritch pack. Alara spent her days preparing for the impending council meeting, but her heart fluttered with dread. Would they succeed in binding their packs together, or would the old traditions tear them apart? On a fateful evening, as Alara wandered towards the sacred glade, she spotted Marcus lurking in the shadows, his face tense. "Alara, you need to be careful," he warned, his voice barely a whisper. "Dorian is rallying supporters within the Eldritch pack. They were not swayed by your idea of love." "What do you mean?" Alara felt the ground shift beneath her. "Is he planning something?" "I overheard him speaking with some of the elders," Marcus said, his voice strained. "They're reconsidering challenging Kael's authority. They think he is leading us toward destruction." Her heart sank. "We can't let this happen. We fought so hard to unite our packs." "We need to act first," Marcus urged, urgency in his tone. "Confront Dorian and those who support him. Show them the strength of our bond with Kael." Alara hesitated, feeling the weight of her brother's words. "But we need to show them love, not violence," she replied, her heart torn. "I don't want to lose my brother or my pack." "Then help me gather allies," Marcus insisted. "We can't let them form a rebellion without a fight." "I just hope we don't alienate anyone in the process," Alara murmured, anxiety creeping in. "It is a tightrope we re-walking." The confrontation. Soon after, Alara found herself standing before a gathering of both packs, the tension palpable. The moon hung high, casting a silvery glow over the assembly as Dorian stepped forward, flanked by a group of dissenters. "Tonight," he began, a fire in his voice, "we reclaim our right to choose our paths. Kael's vision is one of danger, leading us to our ruin." Kael's response was swift, his voice steady and authoritative. "Dorian, we've fought for love, for unity. Why do you choose division?" Dorian smirked. "Because love can't blind us to the truth, Alara. You may believe in this dream, but it is time we face reality. You are not meant to lead us." Alara stepped forward, determination coursing through her veins. I am not asking for your loyalty, I'm asking for your trust. We can build a future where we honor each other as choices, where our love is a foundation, not a weakness. The crowd stirred, uncertainty flickering across their faces. You are merely a pawn in this game, Alara. Dorian shouted, eyes blazing. You think your heart can change this world? Cale moved closer to Alara, his presence a shield against the hostility. Your fear clads your judgment, Dorian. Love is a force more powerful than you understand. It binds us, makes us stronger. But before they could sway the crowd, a growl erupted from the shadows, and members of the Silver Moon Pack emerged, led by a formidable figure, Alden, Alara's father. Enough! Alden's voice thundered, echoing through the clearing. This rebellion must end now. You think you can question the way of our ancestors. Love does not protect our future. Howard does. Alara felt the chill run through her. Father, we can't continue this way. We must embrace change. Alden's eyes narrowed, disappointment etched into his features. You have betrayed your family. You will face the consequences of your defiance. *************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** with dread as her father's words sunk in. Fear coursed through her like eyes, but she wouldn't back down. I will not let fear dictate my life, she cried, her voice rising above the chaos. Then you will face the consequences of your choices. Alden spat, his posture imposing. You are no longer welcome in this pack. Alara staggered back, her heart shattering under the weight of his words. You can do this? I am your daughter, I belong here. No, Alden replied coldly, turning his back on her. You've chosen your fate. Leave now, or face the wrath of your pack. A deep sense of betrayal settled in her chest, but even through the pain, she felt Cale's hand clasp around hers, grounding her. We will not let them dictate our lives, he murmured, his voice a soothing balm against her anguish. Together, Alara whispered, a gaze locked firmly on Dorian, whose smirk faded as the gravity of their unity began to resonate. Together, Cale echoed, staring defiantly at Alden and the encroaching Silver Moon Pack. You will not silence us. ***** redemption in the dark *****. With the weight of rejection heavy on her shoulders, Alara turned away from her father, tears brimming in her eyes. She felt the sting of loss, but also an ember of hope igniting deep within her soul. As they walked away from the gathering, Cale spoke, his voice steady. You are stronger than you know, Alara. This is merely a catalyst for the revolution we need. You've already inspired many. I feel lost, she admitted, her voice breaking. My family, I never wanted to turn my back on them. You haven't betrayed them, Cale reassured her. You've chosen to fight for your own happiness. You're standing up for what is right, even if they can't see it yet. Alara took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of his hand enveloping hers. You're right. I want to let fear define me. I want to build a future where love leads the way. But how do we face this darkness? Together, we'll rally our supporters and challenge those who wish to divide us, Cale replied, his voice filled with conviction. We'll show them that love is a force that can change our destinies. As the moonlight bathed them once more, Alara's spirit soared, ignited by the possibility of redemption. She would not let betrayal shatter her dreams, nor would she allow fear to dictate her path. With Cale by her side, she would rise to face whatever darkness awaited, ready to embrace the love that felt destined to flourish even amid chaos. In that moment, Alara realized that love was not simply a bond. It was a choice she would fight for, a choice that would become the very essence of her destiny. Chapter 4, The Storm Before the Dawn. The weeks that followed Alara's rejection by her father were a tempest of emotions. The Blackwood Forest felt alive with a restless energy, stirring shadows and whispered secrets. Each day brought uncertainty, but for Alara and Cale, it also kindled a resolve that burned brighter than the moon hanging above them. Do you feel that? Cale asked one evening as they stood on a hill overlooking the forest. The sun dipped low, casting an orange and crimson hue across the sky. The air is charged. Alara nodded, her heart pounding as she felt the shift around them. It is like the calm before a storm, isn't it? Cale turned to her, intensity etched into his features. This is a time to prepare to gather our allies. His grip tightened around her waist, pulling her closer. We need to be ready for whatever comes next. Dorian wanted to stop, Alara whispered, fear threading through her words. He believes he is protecting our pack, but it feels like he is lost in his own ambition. Ambition can be a dangerous thing, Cale murmured, gazing toward the horizon. But together, we'll show them that our hearts carry more strength than power alone. Weeks of planning culminated in a council meeting scheduled for the next full moon, a time when both packs would gather at the sacred glade. Alara felt a swirl of anticipation and dread. Would their vision of unity prevail, or would they face even greater opposition? As the moon grew fat and luminous, Alara found herself torn between the hope that filled her heart and the shadows that loomed over her family's legacy. She sat with Kale beneath the ancient oaks, the branches arching protectively over them. "Promise me," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, "that no matter what happens, we will face it together." Kale turned to her, his stormy blue eyes piercing through the darkness. "I promise you, Alara, we will forge our own destiny." That night, the moon shone brighter than ever, casting a silvery glow over the clearing as wolves and humans alike gathered. Alara stood with Kale at the forefront, her pulse racing as she faced the crowd, her family, her pack, the members of Silvermoon gathered to bear witness to their declaration. Thorian stepped forward, flanked by his loyalists, a snarl curling his lips. "The past cannot be erased, Alara. You reafford to think love can conquer centuries of tradition." Alara's heart ached at his words, but steadied her resolve. "We can be prisoners of the past. Love gives us strength, it binds our hearts and souls in ways power cannot." The crowd murmured, uncertainty rippling through them. What if love fails? Dorian shot back, his eyes cold and unyielding. What if it leads to ruin? Then we will face that ruin together, Kale replied, his voice echoing through the forest. Weakest lies in fear, not in love. Suddenly, a chorus of howls erupted from the shadows, silencing Kale. The Silvermoon pack, led by Alden, emerged from the darkness, their presence imposing and commanding. "Enough!" Alden roared, his voice cutting through the tension like a knife. "You dared to defy our lineage. You've brought shame upon your family, Alara." "Father," Alara began, but Alden's eyes hardened. "You will not speak." He turned to Kale, contempt etched on his features. "And you've poisoned her mind with dreams of rebellion. You think love can shield her from reality?" Kale stepped forward, undeterred. "Love is stronger than fear. You've raised her to believe in strength, and she has chosen to embrace it." "And what strength do you possess?" Alden scoffed. "You're just a boy chasing a fantasy." Alara felt the fire ignite inside her. "That boy is my mate, and he fights for what is right. You may have power, Father, but you've lost sight of what truly matters." Alden's expression darkened, betrayal flashing in his eyes. "You siding with this outsider? You've forsaken your family?" Alara's heart pounded as she countered. "No, I've chosen to stand for love and unity. I refuse to let power dictate my choices." Tension crackled in the air, and Alara could feel the weight of the world pressing down on her shoulders. She turned to Kale, who stood beside her unwavering. "Together," he whispered, and she nodded, drawing strength from him. "Together," she echoed, feeling the heartbeat of the forest beneath her feet, a reminder that she was not alone. Suddenly, Dorian lunged forward, fury igniting his demeanor. "You think you're brave? I'll show you the true consequences of defiance." A flurry of movement ensued, wolves circling, teeth bared. Alara's heart raced as she fought to remain grounded. "No, this is not how we solve our differences." Kale stepped in front of her, his body a shield against the chaos. "We will not fight among ourselves. We must stand united." "United?" Dorian spat, rage spilling over. "You are full, Kale, and you will find out how alone you truly are." "Enough!" Alden roared, silencing the chaos. "This insurrection ends tonight. Either you stand down, Alara, or you will be cast out entirely." Alara felt the world spin beneath her. "You can do this? I am your daughter. I belong here." Alden's gaze softened for a fleeting moment, but bitterness returned swiftly. "You've chosen your love over your family. You've made your choice." "Father, please." She reached out, desperation clawing at her heart. "I want to create a future where we can all thrive." But Alden turned his back on her, sealing her fate with the finality of a door slamming shut. "Then you'll do so alone." Aftermath of betrayal Alara staggered back, the weight of rejection crashing over her like waves against a rocky shore. The murmurs of the crowd faded, her heart fracturing under the weight of her father's words. She felt Kale's hand squeeze her shoulder, grounding her in the chaos. "Don't let this break you," he urged softly. "You are stronger than this moment." "I can't believe he has done this," Alara whispered, tears pooling in her eyes. "I thought he loved me." "He does," Kale replied, sincerity shining through the storm in his own heart. "But love can be twisted by fear. He is scared of losing control over what he believes is right." Alara inhaled sharply, fighting the tears that threatened to spill. We need to show him that we are not a threat. We can change the future together. We will, Cale assured her, determination simmering in his voice. But we have to move fast. Dorian will rally the Descenders. We need to gather our allies and forge a plan. As the moon waned, the world around them shifted, dark clouds looming on the horizon, promising a storm that would test the strength of the unity they were determined to build. ***, growling the hearts ***. Days turned into a blur of planning and emotion as Alara and Cale worked tirelessly to gather supporters. They held secret meetings under the cover of darkness, sharing their vision of love and unity, igniting hope where fear once reigned. Will they really stand with us? Alara questioned one evening while pacing the forest floor, anxiety bubbling beneath her skin. Many already have, Cale replied, his eyes fierce with conviction. But we need to show strength in numbers. The more they see we are united, the less power Dorian will have. But what if they turn against us? Alara felt the weight of doubt creeping again. What if they choose to side with my father? They want tea, Cale reassured her, his presence calming her turbulence. They see the change that needs to happen, you reigniting something within them. Alara, trust that. On the night of the council meeting, the tension was palpable as Alara and Cale stood before the assembled packs. The moon hung heavy in the sky, illuminating the glade like a spotlight. This is our moment, Cale whispered, his grip firm around her hand. Alara nodded, determination flooding through her. Together. Tonight, we stand for love, Cale began, his voice echoing through the glade. We fight for a future where our hearts are free, where we forge our paths together. The crowd erupted in murmurs, their uncertainty palpable. Alara stepped forward, her heart racing as she felt the energy coiling around her. Dorian believes we should cling to the past, she said, her voice ringing clear. But the past is what has held us captive, and love is what will set us free. As she spoke, faces began to soften, eyes lighting with understanding. She could feel the tides turning, the momentum shifting in their favor. But what of our traditions? Dorian interjected, his voice rising with desperation. What of our legacy? Our legacy should evolve. Alara countered, her heart pounding with the truth